Okay, now, the next scene will be the song with Miss Blyth and Mr. Crosby. Let's rehearse it. Ready with the piano. All right, Mr. Crosby.
When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring.
In the milk of Irish laughter, can hear the angels sing.
When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away.
Hello, folks. As you probably have noticed, this is a motion picture set. I work here, along with several hundred other people. Probably seems like a very different kind of a world to you, but actually it isn't. People who live here, work here, have the same kind of problems as you have, or as people have all over the world. We're worried about those problems, particularly the problem of world peace. There's a lot of confusion here, just as elsewhere, about world peace. Everyone's doing a lot of figuring about things and trying hard to come up with the right answer. We believe, though, that the answer can't come from men alone. We feel that the true peace must come from God, that He, in His infinite wisdom, is going to have to show us the way. Here's what I mean. I've made a lot of pictures about roads, road to Morocco, and road to Rio, and road to Utopia, and in a sense, going my way was a road picture. Well, today we're all traveling along a road. Everyone's making a big effort and doing a lot of wishful thinking, but really we're not on the road to peace. There is such a road, though. There has to be, and I think I know where it is. Maybe you'd like to hear about it.
Basically, there are two ways to live, one good and one bad. The first is God's way, when men work together and live together in understanding and brotherhood, with trust in God's eternal goodness and faith in His eternal word. In this way of life, there is love in the home, tolerance among people, and peace among nations. But the second way of life leads away from God, and when men ignore the law of God, they must grope blindly toward their goal. The results speak for themselves. In the world, in the nation, and above all in the nation's very heart, its homes, the path away from God has led to disaster. Look at the world, laid waste by war that brought death, horror, and endless suffering to millions of people. See the results of war: oppression, hunger, and hatred, which in turn breed new wars. Today the world bleeds from countless wounds because men have not recognized the true road to peace. We are no closer to peace in national life. Though untouched by famine or oppression, our land stirs with basic unrest. Strife and misunderstanding between worker and employer we almost take for granted. In fact, we almost accept as hopeless the search for any just and permanent solution. After years of indifference, we are suddenly aware of communism as a menace to peace. Every day, the touch of the red hand becomes more evident in government, in labor, in education, and in every activity of the nation. Racial and religious intolerance has become a critical problem, even in this land so blessed in its doctrine of equal human rights. Today, there are thousands of broken homes because many parents cannot find a way to live in peace. There are other thousands of homes which fail to supply the right foundation because they have no time for God. They are without faith, without moral responsibility, without a goal. In every city, divorce courts are filled to overflowing. Children of broken homes, blameless in a situation they cannot even understand, are cut adrift at the very time when they most need security and guidance. The country is plagued by juvenile delinquency. The truth is, juvenile delinquency stems directly from adult delinquency. Bad example and negligent parents account for much of it. Some experts say that home environment isn't the final answer, because many delinquents come from good homes. Of course, they are referring to good in the material sense, as well-to-do or wealthy homes. But a wealthy home can be a bad home, just as a poor home can be a good one. The quality of a home derives not from the number of comforts it contains, but from the family relationships within it. These are just a few of the problems that confront us. They are man-made problems, problems that must be solved if we're to survive. So all the world is looking for a solution that will enable us to live in harmony and peace. Governments have set up machinery for peace within their borders and for peace among nations. In world conferences, delegates from all nations meet together. Their discourse is long and their plans complex, but they have not found the way to lasting peace. Science and technology have provided tools to break down the great barriers of time, distance, and language which have stood for centuries between the peoples of the earth. Today, men span continents and oceans in a few hours. People talk directly from one side of the globe to the other. Great presses roll out literally billions of words each day. Motion pictures and radio and television are parts of our daily lives. On every side, there are experts and counselors, commissions and schools to give economic advice, to smooth labor relations, to provide for social welfare, to foster good family life. But in spite of all these aids, we are farther from true peace than ever, in the world and in the homes of the world.